I did not expect to see 3 nanocores in my mailbox, but we received 2. Well, at least 2 so far. Maybe there is going to be a third one, who knows. But the developers have been kind enough to give out some free illusionary ghost nanocores. Now, the illusionary ghost is one of my favorite designs, and I usually said that the way to get these nanocores was kind of expensive. They were usually paid only, and they have been quite expensive, but they did give out 2 boxes that you can claim in the mailbox, and one is for cruisers, the other for battle cruisers. Now, I still did not open them because I have absolutely no idea which one to get. Maybe I'll get one for the Rapture, maybe for the Mauler, maybe for the Prophecy. Again, it is a very tough choice, at least for me, since all of these nanocores look really good. And the design of the illusionary ghost is, I believe, one of the best, if not the best, visually appealing nanocore. It has a lot of unique effects, and I'm actually glad that we did get the boxes here for free, basically. I mean, it's literally like login reward. Well, not technically login reward, but it's a gift. And let me just quickly scroll all the way down, just to show that the boxes are actually here. I haven't opened them yet. I've been thinking about the Mauler, but I only have the tier 6 Mauler. And I've also been thinking for the Rupture, but I don't really fly the Bubble Rupture a lot. Could be very good for the Bubble Rupture, since it does increase the bubble size by 22.7%. Would be very good for a bubble ship. The cruiser nanocores are basically bubble cores, while the battlecruiser nanocores are more for the combat battlecruiser. But again, I think if I do get one, it will be for the Prophecy, since I do have the Prophecy, although it could be the Hurricane. The Hurricane can also have some very nasty DPS with the barrage implant. I will see what I'll do. Could play around with the Hurricane, could also play around with the Tornado. I mean, it's just wild what I could do with the nanocore. Now, let's start with the main part today. We will be doing some solo PvP. Now, you just saw a battlecruiser log out on the gate, and I'm in the Astor. I have been stalking this battlecruiser for a while. I kind of expected them to log out, and they did. Now, let's see if I can catch this. Oh, hold a second. They logged in. Okay, fair enough. They logged out and logged in. Well, this Astor is definitely not
warp drive active.
Not combat ready. It has only one scrambler to catch logged out ships, but this is my exploration Astor that has been changed for combat scanning as well. Not really a ship that I would risk losing, since this ship is not built for PvP. Anyway, I think I'll swap to the Statius, and then I'll return. Maybe they do log out again.
Warp drive active.
Although I don't think that they will do that twice in a row. I don't think that they saw me. There's also, of course, a small chance that I was still visible while warping in. Okay, well, they're still here. Well, that means I'll take the... I think I'll take the Statius and just wait to see what happens next. The Statius is built for combat, and well, We did chase the ship, did end up logging out twice in the mission. They did know one of us. My friend did log out. I did. I kept being logged in, and I was basically camping the warping for the battlecruiser. And after waiting for maybe like half an hour, they returned and they warped right at the spot where I was lurking at, which was beautiful. Always nice when that happens. It does seem like they have the illusionary ghost nanocore. After all, that's the new popular nanocore. And, well, not bad loot, I'll take that one Nosferatu. And of course, I'm not going to say no to a C-type railgun. Always nice to get some C-types. It was a good kill.
Warp drive active.
I did spend like half an hour waiting for this ship, but in the end it was worth it. They did know one of us, and well, in that case, we had to plan. Well, not plan, but we had to do what we had to do in order to ensure that the ship got destroyed. 397 million did look like a glass sniper build. No afterburner, no tagging computer, and no... Actually, they did have a booster, a medium booster. Anyway, let's go to the next target. Now, I was talking about the Mauler, and I'll be flying the Mauler today as well. Let me just get one afterburn. Usually I have an afterburner on this thing, but in some cases I have a micro warp drift when I have to chase the target. But this ship is
Undocking.
one of my troll ships, one of the ships that I fly just to have fun, and this thing is ridiculously cheap. The whole ship costs less than 30 million, I believe. So yeah, one of the boats that I like to fly when I just want to have fun and when I don't engage a serious targets. And honestly, I enjoy the low tier fights a lot more than the high tier fights, because these fights usually take longer and last longer. No, I actually wish that I kept the micro warp drive in this case, since when I scanned this ship they were at 0, but by the time I warped back they moved. They are also doing a high tier mission with a Caracle navy, which is interesting. But in any case, actually let me do something. Let me try a log off trap. Now I do a log off trap without an alt. I have a feeling for it basically. I log out, active. I wait for a couple minutes. Usually, I wait long enough for the target to actually feel safe, and I log in when they warp back, and usually it works. You do get a feeling for how this works once you do it a couple times. Alright, well, let's log back in after maybe like a couple minutes of waiting. Let's see if they warp back. Again, a micro warp drift would definitely be much more helpful for this, but an afterburner will do. And they returned, and they did not warp at 0 this time. They warped at about 30 kilometers, which is, I guess, the smart thing to do. But I'll approach. No, they don't seem like they are moving. They seem quite stationary. Well, they are stationary. And they did take a big hit from that Megatron. Well, I guess the NPC ship did a lot of damage to the Caracle. Most of the shield damage comes from the battleship. But I managed to drop a scrammer and web, and well, I'm not really sure why they were back. They were back and they stopped moving. I don't really know what happened there. Maybe their game crashed, maybe they got a phone call, I don't know what happened, but But their ship isn't moving, and that was a fairly easy kill. Oh, and they were okay. They did warp back there. They did warp with the pod. Not too sure why they did not warp with the ship. Oh well. Let's warp out.
Shield damage.
That Megatron
Warp drive
did
active.
some good damage even to my shield, although I'm armor tank, so the shield on an armor tank isn't really that important. But yeah. Honestly, no idea what happened with the Caracle. No idea why they didn't move or didn't shoot. They were just sitting there. They warped back. They warped with the pod, but not with the ship. Kinda weird. Well, 176 million kill, not bad actually. A decent loot drop. Those rapid missiles can be quite valuable. And they did have one stab. Although I have one scrambler, and scramblers have
Warp drive
4-point
active.
strength, so they really couldn't warp off. Even if they attempted, they couldn't move because of the scrambler. Well, let me quickly dock with timer because I need to. Every update I do a test to see if I can dock with timer, because you know sometimes you really have to do this, and
Docking
it is
request
important to
accepted.
test it out with a cheaper ship before you do it with a more expensive ship. So if it's still doable, then you can dock in both cases. But if it's not doable, then you will know that by losing a cheap ship. And this Mauler is fairly cheap, so I can just yeet the Mauler, and if it dies, it dies. I'm not gonna feel bad if this ship dies. It's made to be easily replaceable. Now, next targets, and we have another Caracle. This kind of brings back memories from the early days where you could find a Caracle in every corner of the game.
Warp drive
And
active.
again, fighting with low tier ships, using a low tier ship was always is always more fun than actually fighting with the high tier ships. In the rare occasion where the fight is longer, it is about the same amount of fun, but I don't know, I just like to fight the low tier ships. They're just too much fun. And there is the Caracle. That's a fairly good warping, very close to my why is my ship not moving? I clicked approach. Thankfully the cycle for the scrambler does last long, so they will be scrambled for a while even after they leave the range, but that could have been a missed ship because my ship refused to move for whatever
We're
reason.
under attack.
Now this Caracle is shooting at me, but again, I'm armor tank. They're using
We're
rapid
under
missiles.
attack.
Obviously, rapid missiles are good weapons, but this thing is quite chunky, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm not really worried about rapid missiles. And the Caracle got destroyed. So I did take some little armor damage, but nothing too serious. Looted, and now let's warp out.
We're under attack.
That was a fairly decent catch. That was definitely a fairly decent catch. Now let me warp out, and
Warp
then
drive active.
we can check out the kill. Again, this Mauler is very cheap. I really have a very cheap build on this thing, and honestly, I prefer to keep most of the cheaper ships cheap. In some rare occasions, they might be more expensive in some rare occasions, but that's mostly because of the loot. Let's take a look at the kill. 111 million is not bad. About very similar build actually. Very similar build. This one did have a afterburner and a booster, but overall decent value for a Caracle, and
Warp drive active.
definitely not a bad kill for a tier 6 cruiser. Again, my Mauler costs much less than that, so technically killing a higher ISK value chip with a lower ISK value chip. And again, it's fun.
Undocking request accepted.
Maybe I should start to do a lot more silly things. I think, yeah, I'm actually kind of working on a new ship that you'll probably see very soon in action. I'll have a dedicated video for it because I think it's quite a odd ship that I'll be flying, but it's going to be potentially very interesting. Anyway, let's go to the next targets. I am in the good old
Warp
yeah,
drive
that's a.
active.
I was about to call the Celos Amaler. This, I mean, yeah, this boat right here is nasty. Barrage plus battle modes is just pure evil. And if you are looking for a ship that will work for a fleet, I honestly recommend to try out a Celos fleet, because these things can have a lot of DPS, they're fast, and they can also be tanky at the same
Warp
time.
drive
So
active.
they have a potential to be very nasty ships in a fleet. I mean, angel ships are technically designed to be used in a fleet, but you know, uh, I'm just giving out some ideas. Cinnable fleet or a Celos fleet is nasty. Now, next target we have a prophecy. Let me approach the prophecy. Let's try to burn towards it. Did not want to lock the drone, but happens. Okay, pointed. And let's open fire. Doesn't look like a tank prophecy. Although, honestly, I still did not replace my general units. I still have the wrong units for this ship, at least for this case. My general units are good for tank, at least the current setup is good for a tank ship. This is a DPS ship and I'm using the
We're
wrong
under
unit setup, but
attack.
didn't matter. That was a good kill regardless. Didn't drop. Now this prophecy wasn't as expensive as the previous prophecy that I killed, it was
Warp drive
1.5
active.
billion. This prophecy was actually fairly okay, I guess. It was a decently valued, but not as expensive as the last one that dropped like navy drones. The last one was amazing. I mean, that was a very good loot drop. Let's take a look at kill real quick.
Warp drive
300
active.
million ISK, not bad. Again, decent value. And the build is okay, obviously. It's not the worst, but not the best build. It's not cursed, of course. At least from what I could see. Maybe I missed something, but did look kind of okay. So no complaints from me. And let's go to the
Undocking.
next target. Usually I use the cells when I believe the target has a lot of stabs. I would drop other ships if the stabs haven't been representing much of a
Warp
problem.
drive active.
With the cells, I can kill most ships before they manage to click warp because of the high DPS. Which I guess is nice, but I honestly still prefer longer barrels. But unfortunately, you can't do longer barrels if the target has a lot of stabs. Next target, we have a hurricane. And let's open fire. That was a good warp in. And I have a tracking disruptor, perfect for
under
a
attack.
turret ship. This is basically how I usually fly the cells. Dual points and a tracking disruptor or a guidance disruptor, depending on the target. Works really well for kiting, and after all, this is a kite build, so it works flawlessly, honestly.
We're
Was a good
under
kill.
attack.
Let me check out the wreck. Well, not bad. I'll take the modules. All the modules do have value, and I just try to stockpile the modules
Warp
and
drive active.
keep looting and keep basically hauling everything I can find. One day it will be useful for something. Oh my god, that's not a good build. A hybrid tank hurricane. Yeah, don't fit your ship like that. It's usually not a good idea. That's what I recommend. Now, what ship am I? Oh, I know what's about to happen. Oh, I know what's about to happen. Now, I noticed there was a destroyer cloaked in a
Undocking.
asteroid field, in an asteroid belt. Now, I wasn't really sure what they have been up to. At first, I thought that they could, be mining, and I did see some trainer ships mining before, but I did not see any lasers. I actually did bring my alt to just look at the
Warp drive active.
the store. They did not mine, they were just sitting there, and they also have a cloak. So I don't really know what they are up to, but I'm about to find out regardless. I took the venture because if I take any other ship, it might be, too suspicious, and they are not in the belt. So, okay, they could be cloaked though. They have been here. I scanned them down in this location. Oh, there they are.
Warp drive active.
They warped in, and I warped out because I already was in warp. Okay, fair enough. But I'll be back. I'll return. Again, I have no idea what the store is up to. Could be a mining destroyer, could be a combat one, could be someone that decided to hunt
Warp
miners.
drive active.
I am in a mining ship, so if they engage, maybe they'll engage me. Who knows? There is the destroyer. Okay, and it's gone. It cloaked. Now I'll take advantage of my photographic memory, and I'll just burn towards the location of the destroyer. They are right in that spot. They should be. There we go. I was dead on. There we go. Now they have a 30-second cooldown. They can't lock for 30 seconds. Well, the moment of truth. What was the story up to? Were they up to some mining, or were they up to some minor? Well, were they up to some unconventional mining? Well, we're about to find out. And okay, well that's interesting. Scrambler, lasers, and a afterburn. I'm actually very curious to see what's up with the build on that thing, on that destroyer. But based on what I saw there, did not look like a mining ship to me. I believe
Warp
they
drive active.
might have been prepared to hunt some mining ships, or as I like to call it, unconventional mining. Well, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Let's take a look at the 2.8. Yeah, that was a... Honestly, I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit confused with that ship. Did they try to
Warp drive
hunt
active.
mining ships to get ISK, or was this something different? In any case, that wasn't a mining ship. That was obviously someone after... Actually, I have no idea. It's like 3 a.m. I am extremely sleepy, and I have no idea what that ship was trying to do. I can just
Docking
speculate,
request
but I'm
accepted.
fairly sure that I'll never know the exact, I guess, idea that they had. Or maybe I know, but at the moment I just can't figure it out because, again, I'm quite sleepy at the moment. Now there was a magnet covered up. There was a covered up ship, and I also did scan down a exploration site. So I thought to myself, well, they might try to come here, and if they do that, well, I'll have an Aster prepared. So I'm just giving it couple minutes here to see if the explorer ship comes over here. If they do come here, well, they'll have a very nice surprise waiting for them. Of course, if they warp here, I really should start and hunt explorer ships again. There's a lot of explorers out there, and I do have And I do have ideas that, I mean, not ideas. I do have systems where I like to go to, and where I like to lurk around with the status. I mapped out about 10 different systems where explorers like to hang around. Maybe you know some of these systems, maybe not. They are systems that are not on my main route though, so it's not one of the systems that I showed basically, but usually that's a place where I found a lot of Astros flying around, so I might go there. And speaking of killing Astros, I picked the good old Stratius,
Undocking.
and we have one Oracle, one Oracle lurking around, and they are also aligned, so that's the main reason why I'm taking this ship for a spin. Versus aligned ships versus, you know,
Warp drive
ships
active.
that are snipers. The Stratius is one of the best choices that you can have, because this, I mean, the Stratius is nasty in a lot of different aspects. Best tackle can be very tanky, and it's very sneaky. And of course, most importantly, the implant bomber tactic, still ridiculously broken and strong. So that implant is really nasty, when used on a Stratius. No, I just hope that
Warp drive active.
I think I might have some company here. I just hope that they don't scare off the Oracle. I know these guys. I used to. I think not. I actually think I did have them in this fleet a long time ago. Oh, I know. Yeah, I know them. I know. They used to be in this fleet as well. I haven't seen these guys in so long. I'm actually glad that I did see them in local at least. But the Oracle warped off because of the local spike. But yeah, glad I saw those guys though. I was wondering if they still play. Well, they still play, and I'm very happy to. They still play, and I'm very happy uh, to see that. Now, the next targets. Well, we have a Stratius, not my Stratius, but there is a neutral
Undocking.
Stratius running a exploration sites, and I was I was kind of AFK, was playing a different game in the background, and when I checked, I was already too late for this ship. But I still hope that I get there on time with the
Warp drive
cells.
active.
If I knew that I would have a Stratius running a exploration site, I would be waiting for them there. But yeah. Well, then they're gone. Well, they're gone. Which means there might be a second
Warp drive
site.
active.
So I'll try to scan it down.
Docking
I
request
did,
accepted.
and I am running back to the station, already docked, to take out the cells. I am so super late for this Stratius. Yeah, sometimes sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes it's just bad luck. You win some, you lose some, you catch some ships, you miss some ships, all part of the game.
Undocking.
I don't really mind missing ships, but sometimes I can tell you it's annoying when you are logged in and you're doing something else, you're AFK, and there's just a ship lurking around, and when you return to the game after being AFK, it just warps off, or
Warp
they just
drive
leave,
active.
and you completely miss it while you could have caught it. So yeah. And also, I don't really think I'll catch this Stratus. I'm again very late. Yeah, there is the Stratus, and they're also far away. Let's see if I can at least try to get close, just a little bit close. Just a little bit close. Nope. Yeah, they warped off. If I did drop the Ortrus, maybe I would have called it, but Yeah, that was a fail. I failed, and they warped.
Warp
But
drive
yeah,
active.
I'm chasing a covertop ship. What am I doing? Chasing a ship that's already clocked. Oh well, I tried. Nonetheless, it was still a decent attempt. Maybe next time I'll be faster. Maybe next time
We're
I
under
won't be
attack.
AFK. But regardless of that,
Warp drive
as
active.
you can see, sometimes you catch ships, sometimes you miss ships. All part of the game. I already killed so many ships that I don't really mind that. It just could have had the status if I was just not AFK, but yeah. Now I did try to go back.
Warp
I
drive
thought to
active.
myself maybe they will come back and I can decloak, but yeah, the the status already warped to the gate and the status is already on the way out of the system. Well, that would be it for today. Was a nice, lovely little run. Was honestly fun to fly those low tier ships. Low tier ships are just fun, and I
Warp
plan
drive
to do
active.
a lot more silly things with the low tier ships. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe, play safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.